Greetings, people. It's Jared here, Wolfgang1, back to do another review. So I appreciate that this one is slightly later than it would normally be by about 6 hours, but I forgot to film it. So there we are. So we're going to push straight on today with part 2 of our 6-week part of Pieces of Shit. Thank you very much, MarkusPrime. And this week we are looking at Generation 1 Cindesaur. Right, ladies and gentlemen, here is Cindesaur in his alt mode. Now, I'm not exactly sure what he's supposed to be. I think they say he's supposed to be a fire-breathing dragon or something like that. He may be an unbreaded chicken nugget. I have no idea. This is the worst, in my opinion only, right? My opinion only. This is the worst of the Firecons, okay? Weirdly enough, I think the only one to get a semi-recent updated toy. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, because let's face it, I probably am wrong. Fuck it, I don't care. I don't know why I'm doing these reviews. Oh, yes, I do. That's right, because Mark wanted it. This is not great. The only saving grace, and it's not much of a saving grace on this guy, is the really intricate sculpted detail, which is supposed to signify like sort of fur or something on his fucking focus, you piece of shit. Focus, fur or something like that on his face and his like sort of legs, tail or whatever like that. But it's really difficult to pick it out. Just like a face value. It's like sort of, unless you're really looking for it, or it could be the fact that my eyes are now starting to go as I'm 44 years old. This is bollocks. I'm sorry. I think people are expecting me to try and find positive things to say about this, but don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is 6 weeks of absolute shit, brought to you courtesy of MarkusPrime, who I love dearly, but I will give a kick in the bollocks when I see him at TFN, sorry. This is shit. It's absolute mindless shit, and I appreciate that these were the lower price point Transformers who were supposed to like sort of replace the throttle bots, and then before that the mini bots and the cassette cons and fucking whatever. But this is wank. This is not encouraging, right? And I said this last week. The majority of the G1 line, right, from like sort of 1987 onwards, because it's like sort of this sort of stuff, a lot of it is absolute shit. The Pretenders, proper shit. We'll come on to those when I do more reviews of them. But let's take this guy. Let's take this guy and his chicken nuggetness, right? It's I don't know what I'm supposed to say about it. This review is probably going to last about 3 minutes. All right, decent colour on the purple, right? I'm not sure purple and yellow necessarily go together, right? But okay, let's ignore that. The sculpted details okay. Like they had the foresight to actually paint out the eyes and the fucking beak or whatever. But for all his chicken nugget glory, there is nothing to get excited about here. Now, the one thing that's universal amongst the Firecons and the Triggerbots, respectively, is that each faction shares exactly the same transformation process. And weirdly enough, despite the fact that these are the shitter of the two sides, the Firecons actually have a slightly more intricate transformation than the Sparkbots, but whatever. Sculpted detail and a decent-ish colour scheme is about as much as this cunt's got going for it, right? So we're going to take it to robot mode because, let's face it, what can I say about the chicken nugget mode? Nothing. Apart from the fact that his arse end is loose. Right. Okay, so transforming it. So as I said, slightly more intricate transformation for the cons to the bots, okay? So we're going to pull down the tail. No, that took a lot of effort. Extend these legs out, right? I will warn you now that the payoff for this is non-existent, right? Just saying. So extend the legs out like that. Fold the tail all the way around to the back, or as far as it can go. Let's bring this camera out a little bit. There we are. Bring the monster arms back. Flip the monster head back like that. Stand it up, and then split his back section apart, and that reveals his gawky little face and stumpy arms. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the robot mode. All fucking 2.5 inches of it, right, is the robot mode. Now, if I saw this coming towards me on the battlefield, I would not necessarily be breaking a sweat, I have to say, especially as his spark mechanism is broken. There is no sense of peril in this little guy at all. The arms don't move because of this joint that they're actually built into this mechanism. So the arms don't move. The legs will a little bit, but that's it. He's static as fuck. And I, I'm not exactly sure what they thought they were trying to convey with this. Do you know what? Fuck it. That's the review. That's the review. That's Cindesaur, ladies and gentlemen, and he is a fucking massive, massive piece of shit. He is the worst of the Firecons. So I'm starting with the worst, going to somewhere in the middle, and then ending with what I think is the best one. Right? This is not the best one. Let me just say that now. They all share the same transformation, but there's something, I don't know, maybe it's color scheme or something like that, which you'll see why I think a certain one is the best of a very, very, very fucking dubious bunch. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was a 6-minute review on this steaming pile of fucking horse cack just here, right? Mark, I hope you enjoy this, because well, at least I hope someone is. Let me put it that way, because I'm really not. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the review for a massive, massive piece of shit. That's 2 weeks of pieces of shit out of 6. I will be back next week for piece of shit Mark 3. Until we see each other again, thank you very much for watching this shite, and take care. And when tomorrow comes, I feel you laying by me, like you ain't got nowhere else to go.